Hi gang, John again from Rock County Jet Ski, watcon.com. Welcome to Watercraft Talk. Today, I've got something kind of fun. Some of these videos I do solely so I can just send you guys here to look at them. I get a lot of questions and I see a lot of everything. We get customers coming in with machines with problems starting, and today I want to talk about start-stop switches. Both Yamaha and Kawasaki. I'm gonna show you how we're gonna take them apart. I'm gonna show you how to test it, and we're gonna clean the contacts on them, and I'll show you what to look for. I hope these are dirty. I guess I have not checked them yet. I'm assuming these are pretty crusty old switches I pulled out of my bin, and I am sure that they are going to be crusty. We'll know here in just a minute. So today I want to show you how to test, diagnose, and hopefully fix your start-stop switch. So if you have any Yamaha machine, whether it's a Superjet or Blaster or Wave Raider or VXR or whatever, they all pretty much have the same Yamaha start-stop switch. Kawasaki too. This is an old one from a 445/50. I'm going to take this apart, but a lot of these are very, very similar, and it's the same concept. If your ski does not start, first thing to do is to check the battery. Check your battery voltage. Don't ever assume just because you have a new battery or whatever that it's good. Check your battery voltage. Check your battery voltage under load. Just because you put it on a battery charger and charged it and the charger says it's full charge doesn't mean that the battery is good. So start simple and work your way back. So I always check battery voltage and start with that and check the battery under load. And if that all tests, the next thing I do is check the start-stop switch. So what we have here is a Kawasaki start-stop switch, and the yellow, or we have orange, I'm sorry, colorblind today apparently. Orange and white wires are start, blue and black wires are stop. I'm going to put my gauge or my meter here on ohms, and I'm going to just, all you got to do, and you can see if I'm going to put this here so you guys can see too. If I touch these two together, it zeroes out. We're open line, touch them, zeroes out. So in theory, the switch should do the same thing. So if we touch this on there, it is 0, and if I push the button, it zeroes out. So actually this switch is working. Doesn't mean that it's in great shape, but it is working. I'm going to check just for fun, and because we're making a video, we'll check the other one too. So I simply just put my two leads on the wires, and I push the button, and it zeroes right out. So that's actually working. I'm still gonna we'll take it apart. I'm sure that they are dirty, and we'll show you how and what we do with these. So these switches, I'm gonna just hold it with some pliers here. These switches will come apart. Now another thing too I talk about is these rubbers get damaged, and you want to make sure that this is in good shape. If that's damaged at all, it lets moisture in, and that's a problem. So you simply just spin this off of here, and I'm going to have to be careful. There's a little spring in there, and we don't want to lose the spring. So we have two posts. This one isn't too bad. You have a little spring, and then if you look here, we've got some crust, or just dirt and junk. It's not, this one actually is pretty clean for how clean or how dirty the switch is. This is a little fiberglass pen brush thing. You can get it at an automotive store or order it online. It is for cleaning rust and things like that, actually, on cars, I know, but it works excellent for cleaning electrical. And what I do is I have found that you can just polish this with this little brush, and as you see, that point of contact where it was dirty, where the posts make contact there, it cleans it right up. And you just polish that. And you could use some very fine, like a green Scotch-Brite pad or something you need to be able to clean this with. But this little tool, and they're inexpensive, and it's just everybody should have one. But there, just after, look at how much that's cleaned up, and we have no dirty contacts anymore. I give this, the posts, a little buff. So all you're doing when you're pushing on your switch is you're making contact here, post to post, which is directly connected to each wire, and it's just making contact. So we put our spring back in there, put this back in there, put the cap back on, screw it back together. So just because that one was so clean, let's look and see what this one looks like. Sorry if I'm not holding my tools in the right way of the camera here and blocking things for you. I apologize. I was kind of hoping one of these would really be crusty, and I picked out one of the dirtier ones, just hoping. But this one isn't too bad either. That's a little more corrosion and on the contacts. And I'll show you again with our fiberglass cleaner how well, with just a few simple, feel like I'm on a TV infomercial here. And I'm selling you this piece for $9.99, and then I'll give you the old, but wait, if you order now, we'll give you two and free shipping. That is not true. I'm being a smart guy. I do not sell this piece. So, and that one's taken a little longer, but with some cleaning, you'll see that with some more time, that can and will clean up, and simply put it back together, and your ski will hopefully start and stop again. Yamaha is very similar. It's a little different on the kill side, and I want to go over that because that one is really, really fun. That's sarcasm, in case you don't know. So we've got, take the screws out. So one thing too I want to talk about, the Yamaha and the Kawasaki. If you have a tether, all the Yamahas do always, and I'm going to show you in here. I want you guys, and I tell all my local customers this, I want you storing your skis with the tether on. People sometimes think that that's leaving the ignition on and my battery's going to go dead or whatever and blah, 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 and that is not true. This is your tether. This is where the little clip goes underneath that, and when the clip falls off, that springs down, and all it is it's just a little spring-loaded button, and it's pushing on a button inside of here. Well, what happens is, over time, if you store your ski with this in the down position, it is pushing on that always and holding that down. What we find is this rubber boot here goes bad, it cracks, it deforms, and it can actually even hold this down. So you put your tether on, and you don't know it because you can't see it, but this is actually being held down, and your ski doesn't start. It's good for me for business, for service-wise, but I'd never really wish that on any of you guys. And I tell people, if you just store the machine with the tether on, this rubber boot will last much longer and be much happier. So Yamaha, we have two. We've got a kill switch here that you turn off. You've got the tether kill switch, and then this one is our start. So I'm going to take all of this apart. I'm going to just start setting stuff over here to the side. And I guess I'm getting ahead of myself because this one is a little different than the Cowie. Well, that can just stay if it wants. There's a little keeper in here. You gotta pull that out. I'm having a hard time getting it in. Trying stay in front of the camera. There, that little deal goes in there. Now your wires, you can push your wires through. This will come out, this will come out, and the other switch will come out. And you have to just kind of finagle it a little bit, but it'll come. Keep working at it. This one's just old and stiff. Again, that's just out of my old used bin, but there we go. We got her out. And it's cold here. It's easier if you're working in the sunshine. It's 80 degrees out. So, but we got that out. What I'm going to do, though, too, first, is I want to show you, we depin this. Got some little tools here, and it goes in here, and you can manipulate. There is a little clip in there somewhere. This one's so stinking crusty I can't see it. And the lighting here is poor. If I was smart, I would have done this before we did the video, but I'm not that smart. This one there, I see it. This one is just, I tried to pick crusty. There, I got it. So, there is a little clip in there. You need to have a special tool, and you can depin this. I strongly recommend doing that. Look at how crusty and corrosion on there. But then it's just easier to test and check it. I'll a lot of times soak these in some CLR. I'll get a little cup, and I'll fill it up with CLR. I'll put this in there, let it soak for just a couple of minutes. Do not let it soak too long because it can and will eat these terminals away. Ask me how I know. And then you want to rinse them real well and dry them, and you can spray them with some brake cleaner, electrical contact cleaner. So this is the same thing now that I've got that depinned, and you can put that on each one, and we can now test. And again, this is black and black and white. This is stop. We also have brown and red. Brown and red is start. So black and white is stop. So that's going to be this button. And it is. And come over here. You can see it is zeroing out. So it is truly working. And this is the tether kill by pushing that, and you can see it zero out again. So it's working. But that doesn't mean that it's mint inside. And just for fun, we will pop these apart. These ones are very much, these two switches are very much like the Kawasaki. We're done playing with that. I'm going to turn my meter off. This is just a little cap. It's tight, man. It spins off. Be careful. There's a same thing. It's a little pin, and there's a spring on it, and you can see that one actually in there is pretty corroded. So again, I would hit it with my little pen, and it buffs right up. It's already looking much shinier. And then this. It's the same disc, it's just a different size, but same thing. Look at how corroded that is. I don't know if that light is making it better or worse, but that's pretty dirty. And then same thing. You want to clean all that. It's not really corrosion, but just the electrical gunk off of there, and get that polished up. So there's that. I want to take this apart because this is fun. Again, that is sarcasm, because it is not. No, but it needs to be done. This is the one that is really kind of difficult, and I want to show you what's in here so you know what you're getting into when you get it apart. If you have a Yamaha, there is some little horseshoe, very small brass horseshoe-shaped pieces that need to be cleaned, and very teeny tiny little springs. Kind of suggest, I do this over the ski, but man, be careful. You don't ever want to drop any of these little parts. They will be gone forever, and they are not available separately. unless you find somebody parting out a ski and wants to take them out of a used switch, but you can't just buy these little parts. So I'm going to hold this very level, and we're going to peel this top off. Oh, and I'm going to go this way. I need to do it upside down. Nope, see, and I did it backwards, which is fine. Because we're doing it on the bench here, we won't lose stuff. But there, you can see there is these teeny tiny little springs and these little H-shaped contact pieces. And then we've got contacts here, and you can see these are pretty green, pretty crusty looking. So same thing, I wipe it. It's got grease on it, dielectric grease. I scrub this with this. I scrub these very well. Get in the frame here. Scrub those with this, and then it all goes back together. This is what's fun. These little itty bitty springs, and a guy like me who's got big fat fingers need to go in the holes. And I usually use a tool, and I'm going to use my depinning tool to pick that up. That goes in the hole. Then these little brass pieces sit on top, or copper they are, I guess, not brass, I'm sorry. That sits in there like that. That sits in there like that. And then you simply put the top back on and put your screws back in. And I didn't clean all this, and you guys get the gist of that. But before you put it back together, obviously clean it all up, and there's that. So that's kind of fun. I hope that gives you an idea of testing and cleaning your start-stop switch. We get a lot of phone calls, I get a lot of emails, I get a lot of questions on that, and like I say, this way I can just refer you to the video, and you can watch it, and you can kind of get an idea what you're getting into. If you like that, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. It really helps our channel grow. Thank you, as I always say, thank you all of you for reaching out. I sure appreciate everybody and everybody watching and subscribing. Can't say enough. We love hearing from you guys. Please be nice to each other when you're out there. It's still kind of a crazy world. The holidays are coming, and it's just that time of year, right? So keep your start-stop switches clean. Hopefully that helps your ski run, and the next time we'll see you out on the water.